Hi, intrepid viewers. Sorry about my hair. I just washed it, so I'm looking more like a bush pig than usual. But as soon as I uploaded the Maria Bettina video, I got malware on my computer. And so I'm having to get that fixed, so that's held me up. And of course, on an hourly basis, there's new dramas unfolding. It's hard to know where to start, but I will start with Ivanka. Now, it's the most volatile time in United States-North Korean relations in a generation. So who would you send to the South Korean head of state? You would send your daughter, wouldn't you? You'd send her in her après-ski gear, having led the delegation to the stadium. It's an obvious choice. And then, of course, you have Trump himself, the emblem of raw courage. He would have run into that school unarmed, taken on the shooter. So it's nice to know that you have such a confident and fearless president. Maybe we've been wrong about this man. In the meantime, what else do we have? We had Jared losing his top flight security clearance. Why he's still got any, no one knows, but he has. And then you had Rick Gates spilling his guts. I can't imagine what he's given up to get that status. Oh my God, it's all going on. It's all going on. So I'm going to do a quick reading tonight on Rick Gates, and also another on Hope Hicks. Oh, sorry, shouldn't laugh. There you have it. So let's see what the cards have to say. First of all, Rick Gates. Has Rick Gates actually gone all the way to Trump? Rick Gates. Rick Gates. Goodness me. Rick Gates. Oh, the star fell out reversed. Well, the star, for those of you who are familiar with tarot, represents hope and joy and everything good in life. Reversed. Need I say more? So, he's obviously rolled over on Manafort. I suspect, let's see what's happening here. I suspect he did a deal with Mueller and didn't give enough. Mueller must have said, not interested in crumbs, mate. And that's why 2 weeks ago he actually upped the charges on Gates. Now he's dropped them. So, what has Ricky Poo divulged? Well, the offer, the plea deal. You will note he has the Three of Swords, the broken heart, directly underneath this. I think he was quietly, or not so quietly, in absolute despair over what he was going to do. The next card out is the Queen of Pentacles, the woman of money. Does he know something on Ivanka that we still don't know yet? Or maybe stuff we do know and didn't think it'd see the light of day? Interesting. Given that Hope Hicks has got her skates on and is running out the door, no, I think it's older than Hope Hicks. Could be Ivana. Could be Rebecca Mercer. It could be... Yes, I'm wondering. I hadn't thought of that before. What else is coming up for Rick? Oh, another older woman, the Queen of Wands. Rick Gates. What's going on with the women in your life, Rick? This could also, the Queen of Wands, who could represent, got it, female judge. He's got a female judge. That's what's happened with Rick Gates. I think that's the story there. Next, he's got the Knight of Swords. He's acting quickly. He's had this in previous readings. Well, at least Muller has, in terms of having to act quickly with Gates. This has got to be done very snappily. Okay, so no holds barred there. The Page of Swords, this is, I think, him. Younger figure, he's only in his, say, mid-40s or something. He was having a great time, having a great life. It did get out of control, Rick. So what is the real dirt? Oh, the Tower. The Tower's coming crashing down. I think, I'm not 100% sure on this. I think the Queen of Pentacles could be Ivanka. And I think the Queen of Wands is going to turn out to be the judge. I think this, he's gone all the way. I think this to me suggests it may be wishful thinking. We're all waiting on a daily basis to see things unfold. But Rick Gates' testimony will bring down the Tower. Okay, that's not surprising, but on some level I'd have to say reassuring. Let me share something with you guys while I'm putting these back in the pack and shuffling. About the general anxiety around Trump and what he represents and how he's been so divisive for America and so forth. People are really, really stressed and worried, understandably. But something I've felt since the beginning is once it happens, it will happen quickly, but it's important it doesn't happen too quickly. Let me explain myself, what my feeling is on this. It's, if things happened in the next fortnight, I don't think they are. Lots of things will happen in the next fortnight, but not the end of Donald Trump. If it happened really, really quickly, I think his base would feel robbed. It would leave all the bitter taste in the mouth and all the divisions as they are. I think it needs some time to play out. So to me, it would be much more valuable for another year or so, which I actually think it will be, I have to tell you. The stock market will ebb and flow this year, but it's going to really take a dive next year. That'll put some people off. I think his base really have to see his ineptitude unfold, to see that he wasn't really thinking of them, for some of the harsher measures to actually bite in the red states, to let the corruption in the GOP unfold. And I think then they'll be more receptive to change. Not that I think we all should gear our lives around what people in the red states think. I'm not saying that. But I just feel that if he's there a bit longer and fails, I think on some level it's better for the nation than if he's just booted out in what they think is a conspiracy. You know, it's just my thoughts. So, now we're going to move on, and we're going to move on to Hope Hicks. Now, I don't know if she's finished with Rob Porter or she's rushed into Rob Porter's arms. Probably the next time we see Hope Hicks, she'll have a black eye. Who knows with Hope Hicks? But what I'm interested in here is her testimony. Because it was one thing talking to the Senate committee. She gave up some stuff, including lies, just little baby lies. But she could refuse to answer certain things, citing executive privilege in ways that have never been cited before, except perhaps Bannon. But she can't say nothing to a Mueller investigation. So I don't think it's finished for Hope Hicks. I think she's hoping to do a runner. Okay, so let's see Hope Hicks' testimony. The impact, we'll see what that is in a moment, of Hope Hicks' testimony. What is the impact on Hope? Oh, this is so weird. Remember a few weeks back I started getting reversals out of the blue. Knight of Swords reversed. So things happening quickly normally. It just came up in the last reading a few minutes ago. Slowing down. I don't think we're going to see the last of Hope Hicks, and I certainly don't think it's going to be quite as immediate as we thought. We can surmise, but it's going to either slow down or not be obvious for a little while, or her testimony is slowing things down again in the investigation. That is one interpretation. Sorry, I'm not used to using this camera. Oh, Hope, Hope, Hope. Well, yes. Juggling, trying to stay maybe out of jail. The card of the manipulator, but I don't think it's her manipulating anymore so much. I think it's the balls in the air representation by this card. She's still juggling what to say and do, even though she's made this decision to leave. I mean, who's going to replace her? That's another issue. She's taking things with her, the rip-off card. So far from little lies, I think Hope, in her blind devotion to Trump, has actually got herself in deep, deep shit. She thinks some things won't be found, but that is a naive hope. They will be found. Her third card, Justice. Right, so what my feeling is on this is it's not going to be straight away. That, in fact, I think it is holding back some other things. I think Mueller is ready to roll with something, and he now realises she's over a barrel too, and he might well be revisiting young Hope Hicks. She's sneaking away. She's hoping things are going to be over, but they are not over. Let's just... Yeah, that was her role as the Knight of Pentacles, that she sold out her values and was a gun for hire. The Page of Cups, she was deluded in this endeavour. Right. The Strength card, she's sure as hell going to need it. But strength in the tarot has many meanings, as they all do. She's stroking the lion in this. I think this was her role. She was a bit of a lion tamer, if you like, in the Trump White House. So now, who's going to replace the lion tamer? Oh my God. Okay, the world is watching. We have here the Two of Wands. She's standing between two posts. Her old loyalty to Trump, and I would suggest her loyalty as an American citizen. I think I would take that as Hope at 29 has grown up a lot in this last year, well, dragged into maturity, as Steve Bannon shrieked at her, "Are you as dumb as a rock?" Or was that Ivanka? I think it was Hope. It was Hope. I'm not suggesting she's actually really dumb as much as naive. Misplaced loyalty, I think, is her greatest failing. She was also captivated and deluded by the power. She was the lion tamer and was very proud of that role. But I think now she is going to be tarnished with her role in this. As it comes out, the things that we read about and talk about behind the scenes in, let's say, the alternative world, Mueller has to go and prove that. We can instinctively know this or read that or, get our sources in our own echo chambers, but Mueller has to prove everything. And the more he proves, I am suggesting the more Hope Hicks has actually been involved, more so than any of us appreciated at the beginning. Right? So, I'm going to leave it there. I'll follow up on Hope. There are so many readings that I want to do, and every day when I go back to my sort of original list, more is unfolded. Now, just another thing about Trump. Funnily enough, in his own strange clown-like fashion, he is taking on the NRA to some extent. With those things that he said, like, you don't have to be afraid of the NRA and all this stuff. Someone who was more politically savvy wouldn't dream of saying that. That was him on a good day, on good medication and him wanting to appear like a grown-up himself. But that was quite a radical sort of moment for, I'm sure, many of the Republicans reached for their heart medication when he gave that actual little bit of blurb to the media. So credit where credit's due. I think although he was hugely supplemented by the NRA, he's not loyal to anyone. We know this. So I think this is going to two things. I think the Republicans are going to be more affected by it, who have been bankrolled for decades by the NRA, than Trump himself. And the other thing is, I don't think it's going to translate into radical change. They'll fiddle around the edges. He might push through raising the age, background checks. What does that mean in real life? Okay, now in Australia we have a gun registry. You buy a gun, you have to register it, like you register a car. So the idea is that police should know whether you've got one handgun or a shed full of weapons. That's not to say we don't have thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of illegal weapons. Let's not gild the lily. You're always going to have illegally acquired arms. But there is a registry. Until you get a registry, you don't have a clue what's going on. These background checks without a registry are pointless. And also, where are the resources? Even if you backdated it from yesterday afternoon, how the hell are you going to do this? Who's going to do these background checks? Look, I've been thrown by my computer issues, so I'm raving. I'm going to stop now. I'll see you online. Prayers for my computer. I also want to thank those so much for your donations. They will help. They'll help pay for the computer repairs. Awesome. And I'm starting to do the private readings now. I'm getting through the list. So thank you all for your attention. Thank you for viewing. And I'll see you soon, hopefully back on my bigger computer. Bye for now. Ciao.